Today on Pro Church Daily, we're talking about how your church can play and win the content marketing lottery.
Well, hey there, and welcome to Pro Church Daily, the show where in 10 minutes or less, you'll get your daily dose of tips and tactics to help your church share the message of Jesus while we navigate the biggest communication shift we've seen in the last 500 years. I'm your host, Alex Mills. I'm joined, as always, by the boss man. It's Brady Shearer. And today, we're talking about how your church can play and win the content marketing lottery.
I got an email from a buddy of mine last week while I was on vacation, and basically, I think the subject line was, "Are you crazy?" And in the email, it said, "Bro, you're doing daily content? Are you insane? How are
Yes,
you going
we
to
are.
keep this up?" And I said, "Well, I have an amazing team. We've got the workflows and the processes to make it happen." Shouts to Roxanne and Jonas for being the producers behind this and the editing and getting it all ready for the different platforms that we syndicate to. But basically, the reason that we're doing daily content and the way that you as a church can play the content marketing game and win it is to recognize that content marketing in a lot of ways is like the lottery. And that is, you don't really know if you've got a winning ticket or if you've got a losing ticket.
Yeah.
The more tickets that you have, the more likely you are to get a winner.
Right.
So if you go to youtube.com/prochurchtools and you look through all the different videos that we have on that channel that we've been working on for years and years and years, if you then sort the videos by most popular, you can look at the stuff on YouTube for us that has succeeded. And the most popular video is one that we did about a year ago as a spur-of-the-moment decision on Elevation Church. I think the title of the video is called "Why You Should Never Copy Elevation Church."
Right.
It got about 150,000 views so far as of right now.
Yeah.
It's by far our most popular video. Pastor Stephen at Elevation even DM'd it, sent it out on his Instagram story at one point and was like, "I love this." It's not being critical of Elevation so much as it is basically just saying, look, you don't want to copy another church just because they're big and you think that if you copy them, you'll get the same results, because you won't. You've got to figure out your own church's DNA and identity. Why did that video succeed? Well, probably because it mentioned Elevation Church, probably because YouTube's algorithm decided that based on the number of likes and engagement and thumbs up it was getting, that it should throw it into the "you should watch this next" part of YouTube. But a lot of it is a mystery to me. And the point is that when I made that video, and I told Jonas, "Hey, Jonas, grab the camera. I'm going to stand in front of this part of the desk in the office, and the light's pretty good here, and I'm just going to go off the cuff." We didn't even have a script for that, which is highly unusual for me. And then that's the video that Facebook decides out of all of the ones that we've done. Because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, I cannot predict when a video, an article, a podcast, a social media post will succeed and when it won't.
Right.
There are some things that I know that are generally best practices.
Yeah.
Like if I use a number, if I say, like on yesterday's episode of Pro Church Daily, how to 5X your pastoral care ministry, or if we do like a listicle like we did with the episode of Pro Church Daily 2 days ago, 3 ways that you can combat the new Facebook algorithm.
Right.
Those generally perform better than if I say how to or why the or what the at the beginning. Also lists when it comes to resources, like 25 church websites, the best 25 church websites of 2017. Those have performed well for us. Yeah. But even for that article, we rank number 1 as of right now in the world for the keyword church websites. And the reason that we rank number 1 for that is I don't know. I don't know why. I think it's because we wrote a great piece of content. If you go to church websites on Google, you'll see our article, "The Best Church Websites of 2017. Right. We're going to update that for 2018. We're working on that. And if you look at everything on page 1 of Google for the keyword church websites, you'll see a lot of similar posts. The best 22 church websites of 2017 by another person. Clearly, this is the type of content that succeeds, but we've done a ton of other lists that haven't succeeded in that way. And the point is that the more tickets that you have in the lottery, the more likely you are to win.
Of course.
It's as simple as that. The reason that we went to daily content with Pro Church Daily was, okay, we had the bandwidth, the team, and the processes where we knew that we could create daily content that was quality enough to our standards.
Yeah.
And we know that the more content that we produce, the more likely we are to have pieces that go quote-unquote viral, that succeed well beyond and exceed our audience and reach new people. And so as much as possible, you want to do the following. Find the intersection between quantity and quality. The absolute most content you can produce while still maintaining, keeping to the level of quality that you have deemed necessary for your church.
Yeah.
And when you're just beginning, that level of quality isn't so high.
Right.
Like the first stuff on Pro Church Tools that we have since like deleted because it didn't really make sense for our audience anymore was the best 3 songs from the Cornerstone album of Hillsong.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It was
content.
quite poor. I remember because my mom was the editor. She has an English major, and she's like, yo, this is trash. Son.
This is not good.
No one will read this. That was how it started.
Yeah.
And I just kept producing more and more and more. And I found that the more content that we produce, the more clicks that we get, the more visits that we get, the more followers that we get, the more impact that we make. It all comes down to playing the content lottery. And the way to win the content marketing lottery is simply to have as many tickets as you possibly can.
Yeah. I like what you said about quality and quantity and when you start, your quality scale probably won't be that high, but you'll find your stride. You get into rhythms, you'll get processes and systems and figure out how to produce as much content as you want, or how much, up to your max bandwidth, like you said. And you'll find your stride, and the quality will match the quantity as you get in that stride and get into it. And it's just one of those things that you have to do, and we're doing it.
It's like a snowball. Like at the beginning, you suck, and so no one reads.
Right.
And it's like a really small snowball. And now with Pro Church Daily, we come in and on our phone, we've got some notes for each episode, but I put these together in about an hour this morning, and we have all the notes. We've got the headlines. I've got the team to do all the post-production when it comes to syndication, editing, and publishing. And now we're going off the cuff. If you had put me in front of a microphone 3 years ago without a script, 1 year ago without a script, it probably wouldn't have reached the level of quality that I maintain must be reached to publish on Pro Church Tools. But we've been putting in the work. I've been putting in the work for years now. Like today, I published something on my Instagram story and had 50 direct messages come in, and I responded to every single one of them. I've been putting in the work behind the scenes where no one's been seeing it, and I've been publishing consistently for 5 years. Now we're at the point where we can do daily content on the fly, without a script, and it still be quality, and now our quantity has increased while our quality has stayed the same.
Yeah.
That's the game, the content marketing lottery.
It is, and it's super important to always maintain in your site that this is not about, getting more likes or getting more followers or
not
whatever.
Not vanity metrics.
No, this is just about impacting your reach with the story, with the message of Jesus, the hope of this gospel that we preach, and that's what it's all about.
That'll do it for this episode of Pro Church Daily. But before we go, we wanted to tell you about Storytape.com. One cool thing that happened this past week with Storytape, really just yesterday, was our developers finally released Storytape statistics.
Yeah.
And so we were able to dive into our admin console on Storytape and see which clips had been downloaded the most, which scenes were downloaded the most. And we could categorize by all time, last month, last week. And what's really cool was we also could see how many downloads on aggregate were happening per day. And all time, Storytape has only been up for not even 2 months yet, and we've already had more than 12,000 clips downloaded by our users, which is really cool. Literally more than 10,000 clips, thousands upon thousands being downloaded and then used to create videos.
Amazing.
And so we want to offer you this special offer for a Pro Church Daily listener or viewer. If you go to storytape.com, enter the coupon code DAILY. We're going to give you 10% off your subscription forever, as long as you remain subscribed. And we're also going to give you 25 bonus video templates, proven to work, created by our designers and animators. You can just populate them with footage, basically create videos like Lego, where you just look at like the pieces that you have available and be like, what do I want to create? All right, I'll put these 4 or 5 things together, and you've got a video.
Done.
You can head to storytape.com to claim that offer and contribute to the increasing number of clips downloaded.
Yeah.
One day we're going to hit 100,000.
Awesome.
One day we'll hit 1 million. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Storytape.com is the place to do that. Thanks for watching today's episode of Pro Church Daily. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for watching today's episode of Pro Church Daily. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel for new videos like this one every single day.
And if you like this video, it would mean the world to us if you give it a thumbs up.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.